We are in the famous Tropea on the coast of Calabria. And in this video, we're visiting this famous and beautiful tourist destination to enjoy its beauty but also delicious local food. We start at Pizzeria for some delicious and original pizza. For breakfast, I try some amazing local pastries, but then for my late lunch, I go for some incredible local cheese and nduja and sandwiches. But to find the best food in Tropea, I had to climb the mountain to enjoy delicious Calabrian grill and one of the best Italian pizza that I ever tried. So, let's begin. Behind me is Pizzeria da Ribaudo, and this is by some opinion maybe the best pizzeria in the town. Let's get inside and let's check them out. The Ribaudo is quite modern looking but also quite beautiful looking restaurant once you get inside, and I also got a chance to check out their pizza section before they started work, and it looks impeccable. It's clean like it's a pharmacy. This is a top level professionalism. The dough looks amazing as well. This pizza dough is ready for some baking. Ingredients, everything is stored properly, so I can't wait to try their pizzas. This is quite early now, but already people started coming and some of the pizzas are already baked and sent to the customers. Anyway, let's check the menu and let's order some delicious pizzas. They have quite interesting menu, and this is a contemporary Neapolitan style pizzeria. That's why they have these pizzas that look a bit extravagant, and most of the ingredients are local, which is a very good thing. And also they have some classic pizzas. They're using gas-operated oven, which for a good pizza master, the result can be almost the same like in a wood-fired oven. So until the ordered pizzas are ready, alla salute. The Pizziolo is making the pizzas that we ordered, Calabra and Classic Margherita. And he's opening the dough, classic Neapolitan style, then he's shaking it off the excess flour. Then he's topping both pizzas. Margherita e Calabra, sì?
Yeah. Margherita
Per noi.
Yes. This is provola cheese.
Affumicata, smoked.
Smoked, yeah. Pancetta smoked.
Looks beautiful. And off they go in the oven.
Olive oil.
Bravo. They needed less than 90 seconds to get ready, and there are some charts on this first pizza because the crust was so puffed. This pizza is called Calabra, and it has all the favorite local ingredients. It has Calabrian pancetta, it has Calabrian provola cheese, smoked one, some roast potatoes, and it has pepperoncino sauce instead of classic tomato sauce. The pizza looks and smells amazing, and I need to start right away. That's it. There's a lot of puff, a lot of air in the crust. There's also a little bit of crunch, not too much, but the crust, the cornicione, is completely full with air. And then the pizza is nice and thin. It's perfectly baked at the bottom. These ingredients just look insane. Also, as you can see, it holds well once folded, and this should be a great pizza. Let's see. This is a genuine Neapolitan pizza, there's no doubt about it. The dough is nice and soft, but also has that pleasant chewiness. But what shines about this pizza are the ingredients. So this pancetta is out of this world. It's so delicious, nice and crispy. Then there are these roast potatoes that give a different contrast to it. Then of course smoked provola cheese, and then this pepperoncino sauce, the roast pepper sauce, which gives that amazing flavor. Very delicious and very tasty pizza. That was a great experience with Pizza Calabra, but let's also try the classic Margherita. And what I noticed is that they added the basil afterwards at the end. Anyway, the dough looks amazing here, nice, thin and airy. Let's see how it tastes. If you want to know how good some pizzeria is, you order margherita. This is always the benchmark, and this one is an amazing margherita pizza. So again, the dough is excellent, but then San Marzano tomato and also some very good mozzarella used on this pizza. Also a nice touch that they added basil afterwards, but again, very delicious and really one of the best margaritas. This was a great pizza experience in Tropea, Neapolitan pizza, but done in a local way. Very tasty, very delicious, very interesting and inventive as well. And probably this will be it for this evening. I'm completely full. And then tomorrow is a new day as always, and we're gonna explore some more local Tropea food. Alla salute. Good morning from Tropea. It's early in the morning here, and behind me is Bar Pasticceria Peccati di Gola. And this will be our first stop of the day. Let's get inside. Oh,
Prego,
grazie.
prego.
I was just thinking what kind of pastries should I get, because the choice is quite big and they all look delicious. And I also got a little present, this dolce, this sweet pastry. Let's try it. The pastry is really fresh, really delicious. So it has whipped cream on top, then it has some custard at the bottom. Very light and very delicious bite. Sì.
Va bene?
Questo con pistacchio.
Benissimo.
I came here for the typical cornetto italiano to get the original breakfast, but when I saw all these delicious pastries in the display, I decided to go. I think they're both choux-based pastry, and one is with a crema pasticcera with a custard, and the other one I think is with a similar custard, only with a pistachio flavor, and there are also some pistachios on top of this cake. This looks so delicious. The bakery is quite local. All the locals come here for breakfast. Mostly sweet. There are a couple of savory pastries, and I hope I made a great choice. Let's start. The pastry looks quite nice and fresh, and it is light, but then this custard cream inside is quite heavy. Let's go with the first bite. This was a great choice. The choux pastry is absolutely fresh, nice and light, and then this cool and delicious custard cream inside, and it's not too sweet. So I think this was really a great choice for the early morning. This here is a similar pastry, but this one has the custard cream with pistachio flavor and also these gorgeous looking roast pistachios on the side. And as you can see, this is even more stuffed with this delicious cream. Again, very fresh choux pastry, nice, cool, delicious, a little bit minty. Cream also has that flavor of pistachio, but let's get a bite with these roasted pistachios. Of course, when you try it with these roast pistachios, this just climbs to the next level. I also got a slice of Italian crostata to try, but I suppose that here in Calabria this has its own touch as well. This pastry is also absolutely fresh, and it just crumbles inside your mouth, and then it has this beautiful orange marmalade. And again, this is another very sweet, very delicious bite early in the morning in Tropea. Behind me is a place called Goduia, and this will be my lunch destination for today. Let's get inside. The first impressions once I entered this small place are quite good because they have some pancetta and guanciale hanging from the ceiling. This is definitely a place to be. So after that sweet and delicious breakfast this morning, I had a day trip to Scila. This is another beautiful town south from here. And over there I attempted to have a lunch which didn't go that successfully, so I'm starving. And once I was back in Tropea for my late lunch, I wanted to go to a place where I know I would get the best possible food for my money. And I think Goduia is such place. And all those cured meats at the entrance are quite reassuring, but then once you go to the back, there's that display full of some more cured meats, of the local andouille sausage, of many different types of pancetta and bacon. And I already made my order. They have quite a big menu full of different panini, different sandwiches. They also have salads, they also have starters. I got half and half andouillotto sandwich and Calabria sandwich, stuffed with some very delicious ingredients, and I also ordered a plate with 4 different cheese. All my food arrived practically at once, and this cheese platter looks incredible, but the smells are even better. There's a strong smell of different cheese here. There's some fruit, there's tomato, there's also mozzarella cheese in between these slices of tomato, and there's also traditional andouille, the most famous sausage of Calabria, served in this special way in a small ceramic dish, which is heated up with a candle from beneath. So andouille will be nice and warm, and I will have to use this bruschetta style dry bread for it to enjoy. I will start first with andouille for sure. Let's go with this crunchy bite. This is some very tasty and very spicy andouille, and nice and warm from that candle. Perfect way to start this meal. At first I thought that this was mozzarella, but actually this is burrata stracciatella from Puglia, and it's quite creamy. Let's go with it with this slice of tomato. A perfectly refreshing bite after that very spicy andouille. This cheese is obviously infused by some peperoncino, by some spicy pepper. Let's see. This is a truly beautiful cheese, and this is also pecorino from Calabria. This one is aged a little bit more, and then it's also a little bit spicy from this peperoncino. Very delicious, very creamy, very tasty cheese. Let's go with the second type of pecorino, and this one is without chili flakes. Amazing pecorino cheese, even creamier than the one with the flakes. I think this one is a little bit younger, but still has that nice and strong taste. It has been aged for some time, but again, beautiful, very creamy, very tasty. This is not just some sauce, this is cipolla rossa di Tropea. This is the sweet red onion of Tropea, their trademark. And I will try it now with this spicy pecorino. The taste is sweet, it really enriches the cheese. Let's go with this one. Cipolla rossa is really amazing, gives that unique taste to any food you pair it with, and even this cheese. Let's jump to the panini, to the sandwiches, nicely toasted. And then inside this one is andouille sausage, slice of tomato, and then this nicely grilled slice of pancetta. Let's go. The bread is so good. Once you bite into it, it's quite airy, quite soft, nice and crunchy on the outside, of course. Spicy andouille, then this perfect crumbly grilled pancetta, and some ripe tomatoes. You cannot beat this. So it's definitely time for some gelato now. Down this road is Gelateria Donna Maria. grazie. Beautiful looking gelateria Donna Maria with some beautiful looking gelato artigianale with some beautiful looking artisanal ice cream. And I got two flavors. One is Francesco and the other one is pistachio. Let's start. Beautiful gelato, extremely creamy. There are also bits of pistachio inside the gelato, but really delicious, not too sweet. Has also that flavor of roast pistachio. Amazing. Quite cold when you hold it, and it is not melting quickly, which is a very good sign. But let's try this Francesco now. Different flavors, very tasty. So this is hazelnut cream with gianduja and also toasted almonds. And this is a mix of these beautiful flavors and very, very delicious gelato. This is a top quality artisanal gelato. Both flavors are amazing, but this Francesco is quite special. This was a top quality gelato, and this is definitely one of the best gelato artigianale that I tried, and that Francesco was especially tasty. I think this will be it for this evening, but tomorrow we will have at least one more place to visit and to enjoy some more Calabrian food. So, see you tomorrow. Okay, so behind me is lovely Tropea, and I'm climbing the mountain slowly but effectively. I'm on my way to my early dinner at, I hope, finally a true local restaurant. I got sick and tired of over-touristic town center of Tropea because it's really hard to find a good place where to eat, and I already managed to find a couple of them, but I also wanted to enjoy some proper restaurant food. And the best place that I could find is a restaurant which is around 4 kilometers from the town center. Now, this is Tropea, and public transport is practically non-existent. So I decided to walk. I think it will take me around 1 hour. So there's plenty more to cover. Let's continue to my lunch destination. But at least there is something free of charge in Tropea, and these are these breathtaking views. You don't need to pay coperto for these views. That's a good thing. I am, so to say, almost there, and there are now some signs of civilization here. There are houses, there are bigger roads, so let's keep going. There's a good thing waiting for you once you climb the mountain more than halfway, and here you can do some exercise. This is quite thoughtful. To me, they look quite unused, these machines here. But again, you climb the mountain, you do some exercise, and then you continue climbing towards the restaurant. Was I happy to see all these cars here and lights above this restaurant. I was thinking to myself, what if the restaurant is closed? Because the Google Maps here are not 100% precise. But anyway, it's open, and here I am, roughly 1 hour after a long walk up the mountain above Tropea. This is my dinner destination, and let's get inside. So I got seated, and the place looks modern inside. So this is not a wooden hut on top of the mountain. It's a modern looking restaurant, but it is on top of the mountain, I can vouch that. And the first impressions are quite good because they have traditional wood-fired oven. They have quite skilled pizzaiolo who is dishing out all these incredible looking Neapolitan style pizzas. They are huge. They have this quite puff crust. The toppings look delicious. Everything smells delicious. His dough looks quite soft that he's using to make these pizzas. And I hope this is going to be one great food adventure. Let me check their digital menu, and then I will order something. Their menu is relatively extensive. They of course have antipasti, primi, secondi. They also have a nice choice of pizzas, and the price of pizza here is quite good. Most of them are 10 euros and they are quite big, so this is a huge difference in price comparing to the town center of Tropea. They are quite cheaper here, but also I need to regain some of that protein lost by climbing the hill. So I went with the meat first. I ordered carne grigliato misto, or the mixed grilled meat plate, and I also ordered that typical local salad. Later on I will follow up with pizza because I definitely need to try pizza here. My food arrived and I'm the happiest person on the mountain at the moment, and this is what I came for. For sure I'm not going to eat panino on top of the mountain. I came here for this delicious meat. This meat looks delicious, smells even better. This is a perfectly grilled, locally sourced meat. We have Calabrian sausage, we have Calabrian bacon, we have some pork cutlets. Everything looks incredible. I also got insalata tropea, the local salad, tomato, onion and capers. And let's start. The smells coming from this plate are insane. And I'm hungry as a Calabrian wolf, and I will start with this sausage. The sausage is practically pure meat and maybe some spices. It's mildly salty and you cannot see any fatty parts, anything else. It's very, very juicy. It's very, very tasty. Let's follow with the second bite. This is quite similar to the homemade grilled sausages that you would eat in Balkans, only it's more lean. No fat here, very juicy, extremely delicious. Let's go with this salad and then jump to the next meat. Quite fresh, tasty onion and juicy tomato, and then this oregano on top is quite nice touch. Great salad. The locals have arrived here, so the place instantly became much more alive. This is the first good news, and the second good news is that my next bite is this delicious, juicy looking grilled bacon. Nice and juicy, has very strong smoky taste from that grill, but I had to add some salt and also added some pepper for more taste. Let's see now. Nice and juicy, very meaty, perfectly grilled, and a bit of salt and pepper. This was a missing component and now it's a perfect bite. This is a classic pork cutlet which I haven't seen in a long time. This is grilled together with a bone. It has these perfect grill marks. Let's see. That's that traditional pork cutlet taste. It was perfectly grilled, has very strong smoky taste, and again, top level juiciness. All the meats here were so juicy, and with a little bit of salt and pepper also very, very tasty. My pizza margherita is here, and I was just watching the pizza chef doing these pizzas, putting 4 pizzas one after the other in the oven, and they're really huge, and of course this is just a routine for him, and it was joy watching them how they are getting puffed inside the oven. The temperature is very, very high. The pizzas smelled amazing, and so is my margherita as well. It looks amazing, it smells amazing, and the chef told me that if pizza is good, then this is his fault. And then if pizza is not good, then it's the oven's fault. Anyway, let's start eating this pizza before it gets cold. The cornicione, the crust is quite puffed, it's full of air. There's also a lot of char because the temperature in that oven is quite high. Before, when pizza chef was showing me around the oven, the temperature was around 450 degrees Celsius. So this pizza bakes really quick, but it's also quite soft. The dough is quite soft, it's quite airy, puffs up quickly, and that's why we have this char. Chef also started cutting for me cornicione, the crust, and this is absolutely perfect. It's full of air. Once you press it, it doesn't squish, it stays full of air as well. The crust has plenty of air, but it also has some crunch. And let's try the pizza. Let's see how it tastes. The pizza is extremely thin, it's perfectly baked on the bottom, and also it has that different texture than what usually you have with Neapolitan pizzas. The dough is so light. I suppose that dough rested for probably 2 days, probably more, I'm not sure, but the dough is extremely light. Even the bottom has some mild crunchiness. This is quite interesting, very delicious pizza. As you can see, it has a perfect flop. Once I fold it, it stays this way. Again, I'm really amazed how light the slice is once you take it. Then tomato sauce is almost not noticeable. It blends with the cheese. The cheese used is genuine Fior di Latte mozzarella, the real one, no mix of cheese. This is what chef told me. And again, very delicious, very light, beautiful pizza. I know that these chars on the crust, maybe they don't look nice, but believe me when I tell you, this is a perfect dough, perfectly baked pizza. And what I like is that it doesn't have that excessive chewiness like some Neapolitan pizzas, and then you get a little bit annoyed by how much you need to chew them. No, this is extremely light, airy, delicious, amazing pizza. No bells or whistles or some special rituals, just a single pizza maestro in his white uniform, white baseball hat, and his wood-fired oven, and he's creating these incredible pizzas. This is one of a kind. This ends my Great Calabrian adventure. I visited several places on the west coast of Calabria, enjoyed some amazing food, met some great people, enjoyed some great hospitality as well. Especially Lamezia Terme and Pizzo made a great impression on me with the food, with hospitality, with everything else. When it comes to Tropea, the situation is a little bit different. Tropea is just over touristic, and in my opinion, most of restaurants in the town are tourist traps. All the offer, all the food is overpriced, and I don't see the quality that can match that price. So it was really hard to find good places where to eat. You really need to handpick places in Tropea where you can get good value for your money. So the bakeries, that was not a problem. That pizzeria was also quite good, and I really like, maybe my favorite place over there is Go Duja, serving that cheese and Duja salami sandwiches. Very nice people and excellent food and good prices. But then this mini adventure bringing me to this restaurant here was really a pinnacle, a highlight of my Tropea visit. This restaurant is a great place. Those meats were amazing, so juicy, simply prepared, what I liked. They were just grilled, no spices added, nothing. If you want, you add salt and pepper to improve the taste, and that's it. Great meat, great food, and then one of the best Neapolitan pizzas that I ever tried. This guy is a true master. He knows his pizza, he knows his dough, he knows his wood-fired oven, and this was a great food experience. With this, I end this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next time, all the best. And for me, another 4 kilometers, but now downhill.